Hey everyone, George here. One thing I've noticed consistently among my contractor clients are the ones that grow the fastest eventually break into government projects and the government space. One resource that I've put together in helping you navigate the public space, which will hopefully help you unlock steady cash flow, reliable payments, and serious long-term growth potential. So, let's get started. So I can see it. Public projects can seem intimidating. There's, more compliance, more paperwork, more bureaucracy to deal with. Well, first off, not to sound too self-promoting, but that's kind of why you need an experienced team on your side. But once you're set up in the system, it becomes the most predictable and stable revenue source that you can have. Private developers can delay payments or cancel projects. Banks might tighten lending during slowdowns. But cities, counties, and public agencies, they keep building, even during slowdowns. Roads, utilities, schools, infrastructure. And when you deliver, they pay on time every time. Let's quickly go over what public agencies look for every time they're hiring a contractor. So I'm going to put this down in the left and let's go over them real quick. So proper licensing and bonding. So this is absolutely non-negotiable. They're always going to look for that, but hopefully you're all set up with that. Experience and references. Even small projects, they look for credibility, and this is where it kind of becomes a little tough to break into the system, but once you're in the system, it's a lot easier to get around and get additional projects and work. Financial stability and documentation. This is where you have to have your accounting straightened out. You need to provide a good set of books. You need to provide, sometimes they even look for a review, an attestation, something on top of just your regular bookkeeping, but they're going to look for CPA grade financial statements, and that almost kind of becomes a non-negotiable as well. And responsiveness. So like a lot of these bids are very time sensitive. So it's, very important that you, are very responsive to them. You keep all the powers happy. And again, this is like one of those concepts that if you want to scale, you always need to be ahead of capacity, significantly. You can't be behind. You can't be playing catch up. And, you need to gain their trust at the end of the day. So to make this easy, the real value of this episode, I've compiled a list of bid portals where you can actually go in the three markets that we really serve, which are San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Orange County. And so these portals are where you can go to look up, current bid solicitations and basically, go through and possibly put together bids yourself. A lot of these agencies I know have a hard time even finding vendors, and there could be a lot of reasons associated with that, but one way or another it's definitely worth looking these up. So in San Francisco there's and I've added this as a bonus in the show notes. You can go on to our website and download this. It's a free resource, only a few pages, with the links exactly in there. And so for San Francisco there's Department of Public Works, there's the Utilities Commission, and the Office of Contract Administration. These are the three main ones. In LA, in Los Angeles, there's a RAMP, which is Regional Alliance Marketplace for Procurement. They kind of, run the whole show for these bids. LA City Bureau of Engineering, LA County's Open Solicitation and Bid Express for Public Works. And for Orange County, there's Public Works, City of Anaheim, City of Irvine, the OCTA, and OC Sanitation District. So these all accept bids. So a few strategic notes before you dive in if you've never been a part of any one of these systems before. First off, it's okay to start small. It's better to start with a $50,000 project than just go for $1 million win on your first, just to start building that credibility with them. Number two, you want to keep your financial statements clean. Government agencies look for contractors who can show fiscal responsibility, that everything's very accountable, they can job cost properly, they can invoice properly, things like that. Number three, you want to stay compliant. Just missing one document can cost you the bid. And number four, networking really helps in this regard, like attending local procurement workshops or webinars, things like that, meeting the right people. So there you have it. I've seen construction businesses go from 1 million to 10 million in just a few years, just based off government work alone. So if you're serious about scaling your construction business, I wouldn't, let government jobs like slide by. That's definitely a very surefire way to go about it. To have reliable cash flows, reliable projects, get paid on time. It's I've definitely seen it become a ladder of success for a lot of construction firms. And again, you're going to need an accounting firm on your side that knows what they're doing with respect to these. You can't just go to a general firm that does tax returns, maybe bookkeeping. They need to know how to do job costing. They need to know how to strategize tax-wise to get your bill down as much as possible, so you seem more fiscally responsible. They need to know how to do prevailing wage and compliance reports, things like that. So that's all really important. And of course, both the government agency and the lender are going to look for CPA grade financial statements. So they're going to look for something that's very professionally well put together. So again, I've put all the links to the bid portals on our website, which the link is down in the show notes. I hope you found this episode helpful. Click like, subscribe, turn on notifications for any updates, and I hope to see you in the next one.